paid out to bondholders in the DDEP. We're trying to speak to Dr. Anane Antwi, the convener of the bondholders, get a clearer understanding of what happened, what they've known before now, and what exactly has happened now. We join him on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. I'm sure you must be finer than me, sir. Hello?
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 Yes?
Yeah, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Right, so Dr. Antwi, firstly, I want to find out exactly how long have you known that the government was going to be able to do something to alleviate what was going on?
You see, how long?
Yes, sir. Have you known about the possibility that the government would now be able to do something about these payments?
Well, I think after the DDEP after we have concluded the DDEP, there were two things that government was supposed to do. The people who didn't tender in their bonds,
right,
for the new bonds, that is the old. You recall that when we were agitating for the pensioners to be exempted, the government kept on telling us that if we don't bring our old bonds, sometimes it will be useless even in the market. And I had said that, look, it's only the issuer that could make the bonds useless or valueless. It is only when you refuse to pay the coupons, then nobody will say you want to buy the old bonds. But thankfully, after we have had all this picketing and numerous agitation, the coupons started coming in, and it has continued to come ever since.
Right.
So the people who didn't exchange their bonds, they have continuously been getting their coupons, and that comes every week. Every week, somebody's bond coupon is due. Every week, somebody's coupon bond is due.
Right.
But those holders who tendered in their bonds to be restructured,
right,
that is, they are holding the new bonds. So now in this country, we have the old government bonds, which is being held by people who didn't exchange their old one. Then the new one, the clients or the investors who exchanged their old one and will issue new bonds.
Right.
The condition on the new bonds, which government was also to ensure that it complies with, was that every 6 months a coupon was due, even though at a reduced rate, because previously people were receiving 30%, 34% coupon. Now, for individuals, if you are not more than 58, 59, you receive 15%. And if you are not 59 and above, you receive 10. If you are 59 and above, you receive 15. And the other organizations like the mutual funds and unit trusts are also treated as individuals.
Right.
The rest also have their own up to about 10%. So every 6 months there's a coupon which is due, and that coupon is due to everybody who is holding the new bonds. So it becomes a heavy burden on the government, because you are not paying every week, but you are waiting until 6 months, then all the coupons will become due every 6 months.
Right.
So that we had suggested or prayed that government should religiously be paying the 6 months coupon when they are due. And the first one happened in August 2003. Government paid.
2023.
The second one was due February 2004. Government paid. The third one was due August 2004. Government paid. The fourth one is due this February.
Right. Okay.
Which is yesterday.
Right.
And government, because the new government has also said he has paid. So it is a process. We are going, and everybody is happy that we will continue to service our debts as and when the debts are due to be serviced. And so that is a good thing to know that the continuation is there.
Right.
And the next 6 months will be happening in August. Okay. And government says it is putting aside money to pay that.
Right.
Our information is that the past government was also doing that. I've heard it from somebody saying on TV. The government was doing that. That is good. So if this government, which was the original initiator of the sinking fund, definitely would also continue to do that, right, so that you have money there by the 6 months when the money is the debt is due, right, or the obligation is up to be met. You already have money to pay. Yes. So that is a good sign that we hope that it will be continued, so that investors would always know that every 6 months my money is coming. Then the other challenge will be the first payment of the 50%. The 50% for individuals and mutual funds and unit trusts who are also treated as individuals. Half of their principal is supposed to be paid after 4 years, and that is 2 years from now.
Right.
Half of the amount that individuals are giving government must be paid. Then the next half will be paid 3 years time. That is 5 years duration. So 2 years now, government must come up with money to pay half of
the total, the
principal that is due individuals, mutual funds, and unit trusts. Right. So that's also a huge challenge there. And so we are hoping that government will start putting funds in the sinking funds towards not only the payment of the coupons, which is 6 months, but also the payment of the first 50% of individuals and mutual funds and unit trusts money principal in 2 years' time.
Doctor,
that would be a huge challenge.
Doctor, thank you so much.
Government can handle it.
Thank you so much for that education. Doc, let me be clear. Are we looking at face value of the bonds, or is there some interest being paid and has been paid?
See, bond is sold at par value.
Right.
And you go and take your money also at par or face value.
Right.
If you give government 100,000 last 4 years, government will pay you 100,000 when it is due, whether 10 years time or 20 years time, the same 100,000. What you have enjoyed is the periodic interest coupons that you enjoy over the period.
Right.
So people who have paid, let's say, if all individuals have invested 10 billion in government bonds, 5 billion of that 10 billion is due to be paid to all individuals, mutual funds, and unit trusts next 2 years. Then the other half of 5 billion will be paid next 3 years, which is 5 years after the restructuring has been done. So that is your par value or your face value that you will get when your principal is the bond has matured and your principal is being paid to you.
Understood. So can you confirm for me, please, that as convener, you can confirm that in August the payment was made August 2024, and then also in February 2024, and then in August of 2023, these payments were made and received, and bondholders had the benefit.
Yes, every 6 months government has to pay. If government has defaulted, you would have seen troubles. Every 6 months, once we call it the settlement day. When the settlement day is the day that you pay your money to government for the bonds, and the government issue you with the bonds.
Right.
In the exchange, nobody was paying money, but that day you take in you send your old bonds for government to cancel it, and then government will issue you with new bonds.
Right.
So after that has been done, the next 6 months you are entitled to your first coupon. and that was paid.
Right. Okay.
The next, another additional 6 months, you are entitled to your coupon. Another 6 months, you are entitled to your coupon. So this is the fourth coupon payment that government is making.
Right. Okay.
The fourth coupon payment. So you see that the report is the fourth coupon payment. The first has been paid already.
Right.
Second has been paid already. Third has been paid already. And I gave you the timeline.
Yes, sir.
This is the fourth.
Right. Okay.
And the fifth one will be August this year.
Yeah.
6 months from February.
All right. Doc, I mean, how many persons do you estimate were originally affected by the challenges that were being faced?
No, that one is difficult. It's the government, the issuer, who has the
numbers
on record name of individuals and institutions that are holding bonds, or maybe the depository. But I won't have that information about how many individuals or institutions were affected.
All right. Also, please, a little bit of education on the difference, how we differentiate between payment in cash and payment in kind.
Well, you see, when the government restructured it, because of cash flow problems, the government said, but that is not for individuals.
Right.
Those are for the corporates.
Yes.
The corporates who are, and basically most of them, banks, insurance, the financial institutions and other corporates that are holding government bonds. That I cannot pay you all your interest in cash, but I'll pay you in kind.
Right.
The in kind was going to mean that instead of giving you cash, they will give you some other security.
Right.
You know,
okay.
So that you have been paid, but you are not paid in cash, but you are paid in kind. It's like maybe I have to pay you 100,000, but I'll pay you 90,000 and put the other 10,000 in another security for you. That you still have your 10,000, but you didn't get it in the form of cash. So you got it in the form of another government security, or it's like I've added it to what I owe you.
Right.
You see, so it's like retaining that. It's just like companies pay, you make a dividend and you pay part to investors and you retain part. So investors' funds will go up. So in kind, have that meaning that I won't pay you cash, but I'll give you other things, either in the form of a security and another security, or your old funds that you have with me will go up by what I am not paying you. I'm adding it to what I owe you. So that is the in kind.
Right. Doc, I mean, people got involved in investing and entrusting the government of the day. Based on what had transpired, do you feel that pensioners, people about to enter their pension period, would be as willing to invest in bonds and other instruments like this?
You see, that has been the challenge I have always been coming out with, that look, already people are not investing. Take that, people are not investing, the young ones. And when I go to the studio and they raise it, I say, when I ask all of you working in this studio to come, you are in your 40s, 45. When you come, I will not get 2% of you guys investing. After the program, they say, Doc, the money, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to do that. And I tell them, well, when you are getting old, nobody will tell you not to invest. You invest. By that time, you won't be buying every shoe that you meet on the street. You won't be buying every coat that you meet. You will be thinking of, I am growing. What will happen to me when I can no longer work? So we have left investment to only the elderly people. And that is why when there are problems with investment, the people that are affected most are the elderly people. The young ones do not have investment. And we are encouraging them to invest. When I was at SEC as a director general, one of the things I was doing was education, going to the secondary schools, going to churches, and educating them that start investing in your youth, your young child, so that by the time you get older, you have enough money.
Right.
These encouragements, if government, which is supposed to be the person that we all would trust, will give us our money, it's not doing it. And the other sector, which is the private sector, the financial institutions, also people's monies are locked up there and they can't find it. You are eroding the confidence of investors. So we all have to work together and ensure that all this, the bonds, the people's whose funds are locked up in the financial sector, we have a way of resolving it so that we can continue to preach investment, especially to the young ones. But these days, when I preach, they say, Chief, you went and invest. You see what is happening to you. We always see you on TV. You are shouting, my money is here, my money is there, I'm not getting it. I think yes. But if we resolve all this, nobody's money is locked up in the financial sector. We have been able to resolve it. Everybody has gotten his money, whether it's in the form of bond or treasury bill, we don't have problem there, or the savings we have done in the financial houses that are now distressed. Everybody gets his money. There's a way out for people. Then we can now go ahead and be preaching the investment and encourage people to invest. Investment is what can move this economy on. We need people to invest so that government can get money to do the projects that they want to do. Private sector can get money to open factories and projects that will bring development to the economy.
Yeah, Dr. Anane, you speak with passion about investing, but again, I'm going to ask you, with the way things have gone with this kind of investment, what is it going to take for the government to turn people's minds around and let them begin to trust again?
You see, we have gone through this before. You who are young guys, you may not know.
Fortunately,
when the government came, military, and asked and took over everybody's 50,000. 50, was it 50,000? 50 cities or whatever.
Yes, the brown note.
If you have that, you suffered. Morale went down. We also had not quite long, not maybe 20 years or so, the Piram and the R5 also came. It will put people's confidence down. But if we work towards it, we resolve it, and we start doing the things right, and that is where regulation started coming in. Government realized that, look, you must tighten here, you must do this, you must do this, you must do this so that people will know that their investment is safe. You shouldn't allow these people to operate. You should go and close down this institution where it's not licensed to do it. Regulate the people that are licensed also in a manner that will avoid this. So government will do all these things to ensure that we can start building. Nobody knows. Now nobody talk about the 50 cities that was taken. We're investing. So the same vein, if now we do things right, make sure these payments are done when they are due. The people's money that are locked up in the financial sector at the financial institutions, savings and loans, finance houses, in billions, that these institutions have become distressed and people are still in the street, even though we have suspended it, trying to get the Ministry of Finance and Bank of Ghana to work out something for investors. If we are able to do all these things, then you can advise your children to also save. But if what you have saved as the father has gone, you can't get it back. Would you advise your child to start saving? No.
All right.
You won't. So we can work together and restore public confidence in the financial market.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Anane Antwi, for joining us and speaking to these issues. And we're happy to see that the government continues to go along with the MOU that was signed 2 years ago and is doing the right thing. Thank you so much for joining us and for educating us on the bondholders situation. Apparently, there are 800,000 bondholders who are affected, so a large body of people. Dr. Anane is talking to us about the problem with investment, and also pointing out just there at the end that there are other investment areas that are still in serious problem, even though this money is being paid by this government as a fourth tranche, if you will, of what has been an ongoing agreement based on an MOU from 2 years back. And so this is just in fulfillment of something that was already there. That there are others. I mean, of course, there's NAM1 and there's all sorts of things. That's why I was asking about the face value and what they were getting back in this particular deal. But apparently it wasn't a deal like, oh, we're going to give you something. They were going to get what they put in and plus their interest. So it wasn't quite the same as with some financial institutions where you are forced to take, for example, 50 pesos on the CD because that's all that the government can raise. And those circumstances have happened before, as we know. You took us back in history to Piram and RG. Some of you youngsters don't know what the hell he's talking about. There were pyramid schemes of investment, a bit like NAM1, which collapsed eventually. But Jerry John Rawlings did warn about those two schemes particularly. He took serious umbrage that nobody listened to him and then started asking him to intervene when it was too late. Do you remember Piram? Were you even alive?
I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, Piram was exciting times. You know, it's like the same thing with like NAM1, pyramid, invest, you know, and you're investing in something, he's using your money to pay off somebody else's dividend. Because he's promised a 35% interest or some ridiculous amount.
It gives new meaning to the circular economy.
Right. Well, it's definitely circular somehow. So same sort of methodology. It will crumble at some point. It went on for a while. And everybody was upset. But I remember specifically that Jerry John Rawlings had warned about it. But then, you know Ghanaians. It's the same way they warned about NAM1. People get involved and then come back to the government to say, oh, but...
Is it just Ghanaians, though? Because, of course, pyramid selling schemes which have collapsed, Ponzi schemes of various kinds, are known all over the world.
Yes.
I mean, the one that I vaguely remember is Polypec. In the UK, involving a certain
big deal.
Cypriot British businessman, a big-time businessman, lots of friends in important places, and exactly as you're saying, taking money with one hand, using it to pay off somebody else with the other.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I remember that one too, unfortunately. Yes, but you see, Piram was funny because it was called Piram. It's like literally
should have indicated it's a pyramid selling.
Yeah, it was just missing.
Not Pyrex, but Piram. Yeah.
Exciting times. Anyway, we'll take a quick break. Then we're joining Wilberforce. Nania is talking to him about what OSP sending out wanted notices. I'm about to send one for him because I don't know where he is. They seek him here. You know, really, does he have a wife? This Ken Oforiatta chap.
He certainly does.
And where's she?
She is alive and well, and I believe is with her husband, as he is
round and about,
as I say,
going about
medical advice somewhere in the Midwest of the United States.
Okay, the hospitals are a bit dodgy hospitals, so that's why they probably can't find him. Anyway, let's see if we can find him.
One of those.
We'll take a break and come back and talk about more things like that.